Building relationships with students with challenging behaviors can be very hard. And I think the one reason why it's super hard is because it hurts our feelings. When a student comes to class and says, you know what, I don't want to be here, I hate this class, I hate you as a teacher, I want to be in another class, I hate school, that hurts your feelings. And it even makes it hard when you're wanting to interact and build a safe relationship with that student. But it's super important that we still push in. I remember having a conversation with a teacher, and we were talking about a student who she was particularly having a hard time building a relationship with. And we talked about how this kid needed just a little more positive attention throughout the day. And she honestly shared with me, Miss Stephanie, I just can't do it. I don't think this student deserves my attention. I have other students in my class who are paying attention, who came to school to learn, they're following the rules. They deserve my attention. So I talked to her about looking at it in a more concrete way. Let's say that this student needed glasses. He's sitting in the back of the class, really trying to focus in, trying to connect with the class and understand what's on the board, but he just can't see. And I asked her, would you talk to his parents about getting him glasses and getting his eyes checked? She said, absolutely. I asked her, would you talk to every student's parents about getting their eyes checked? She said, no, because they don't need it. And I shared with her that attention is just like that. Some kids need it a lot more than others. The hard part is the ones who need the most attention usually ask for it in the most hurtful ways. And that makes us push away. I mean, who wants to pull into someone who's pushing them away? Which is why we have to be intentional. We have to, one, recognize that it is hard and that it does hurt our feelings so that we can then say, you know what, this isn't about me. The kiddo is not giving me a hard time. He or she is having a hard time. So taking that moment to take a breath and remember 3 positive things about this kid. It may help to do this ahead of time and write it down on a Post-it, putting it somewhere that you can see. And if it's hard for you to come up with those 3 things, that's okay. But just remember that it's also hard for that kid to think of 3 positive things about themselves. So you're not only using that to reset your mind for the kid, but you're also using that to remind the kid that there are some positive things. There are things that they're strong in, and that you believe that they are good and that they can do hard things in your class. Building a safe relationship with a student who has particularly challenging behaviors can also impact the entire class. When a teacher is connecting with a student whom other students may feel is scary or has big behaviors, or they don't even know how to connect with the student, they see the teacher modeling this, and this shows them that it's okay. It's okay to also build a relationship, a safe relationship with this student. And in that way, you're creating a culture of kindness, you're creating a culture of compassion in your class, and you're creating a message of relationships don't have to be perfect. In this classroom, we can mess up, and the teacher still loves me and cares for me, and so do the students in the class. I'm not saying this is going to be easy. It will not be easy. The behaviors will not magically change overnight. But what will happen is you will have a different mind shift when it comes to the student. And the student will also know that in this class, I can do it. I believe in myself. And little by little, you'll be chipping down that barrier of those defenses that the student has learned to build. And then hopefully, he or she will then have more space to build relationships with the teacher and with students. And then what happens after that is then they're then able to learn. And then those academics start flowing in because those defenses are no longer needed. Now, this may not happen in your class. That's also very hard for teachers to hear. You may be planting seeds that won't blossom until the next grade. But you know that that seed that you've planted of safe relationships will still go along with that student and will also help you better connect for the next challenging student that will come into your class. Because there will always be students who need to know that you believe in the good when it comes to them and that you will still try your best to build a safe relationship with them.